How we doing, everyone? Hope you're all well. Mr. Boulder here, and I'm back in the saddle again, like Aerosmith once said. And I'm back today to talk about 10 underrated albums in my collection. This is part two, because I did part one quite a while ago. So it's time to shine a light on 10 albums that, for me, don't get the recognition that they deserve. Some of these albums, don't get me wrong, definitely get some love. But compared to other albums in their discography, don't get talked about so much. And some, for me, just completely fly under the radar. So 10 albums to talk about, 9 on vinyl, 1 CD to show. So I'm going to show the CD first. We're going to kick off with some thrash metal. I'm going to go over to Canada first. So that's probably giving away who the band is. This is definitely a return to form from these guys. And here's Annihilator and Criteria for a Black Widow from 1999. And thankfully, the only shocking thing here is the album cover. Look at that cover. That is absolute shite. But that's the only thing that's bad here. Great album from these guys. This sees Jeff Waters reuniting with the much missed and the brilliantly named Randy Rampage. Rest in peace, Randy. On the vocals, he returns to the band for the first time in 10 years. You've got Ray Hartman back on the drums. Dave Davies on the guitar, who've been playing with sort of Jeff throughout the whole of the band's tenure. Wayne Darley sadly couldn't come back to play the bass. We've got a new bassist here. This is a huge improvement on their very, very bad 1997 album Remains. Going for the jugular with some all-out thrash metal on this album, and it's excellent stuff. The first track, Bloodbath, has just got some amazing riffs throughout the entire song, killer solos, great chorus. Randy Rampage's vocals sounding really good. He's not quite as good as he sounds on the debut, but he still sounds really decent here. That's an excellent opening track. Track 2 is Back to the Palace, which is a homage really to the Fun Palace from Never Neverland. Again, a great chorus, good song. Track 3, Punctured, he slows things down, puts some groove in there. Another great chorus, a catchy song again. The title track, Criteria for a Black Widow, the lyrics in that song are not brilliant, but at the end of the day, I don't really care. The track is still good. Then you've got Schizoids and Never Alone, Part 3. Instrumental. Loving the Sinner, Double Dare. Last track, Sonic Homicide, is an all-out thrasher, and it's absolutely superb. A thrash metal album from late on in the 20th century, which is definitely underrated and doesn't get talked about a lot. Don't just listen to the first 2 albums from these guys. They've got plenty of other stuff in their discography, and Criteria for a Black Widow, if you've never heard it and you're into your thrash metal, is an album that you definitely need to be checking out. Excellent stuff from Annihilator. Criteria for a Black Widow from 1999. Excellent thrash. I'm next going to go back to 1991 and some hard rock or glam metal. And this really does fly under the radar. It's absolutely amazing and no one really talks about it. So if that's your kind of thing, you need to listen to this record. Britney Fox, Bite Down Hard. It's just an amazing album that never really gets talked about. This is their third full length, the first one to feature Tommy Paris on the vocals, who replaced Dean Davidson. And his vocals on this are absolutely incredible. Just amazing vocals throughout the entire album. He's an amazing singer, really, really good. Michael Kelly Smith on the guitar. All the riffs and the solos are absolutely fantastic. Billy Childs and Johnny D holding down the rhythm section nicely. And it's an album packed front to back with great songs. And there's no bad songs in this. It's a 10 out of 10 album for me. And it's just a crime that people don't know about it or talk about it. It kicks off with 6 Guns Loaded, which is a great tune. Louder, track 2 is amazing. The vocals in the chorus are absolutely phenomenal. Brilliant, brilliant stuff. Closer to Your Love, track 4 is absolutely outstanding. Again, a massive chorus. The double-tracked vocals in the chorus sound amazing. Didn't talk about the third track, Liar. That's fantastic as well. Over and Out slows things down. A bit more of a ballady song. Great tune. Side 2 kicks off with Shot From My Gun. An amazing track. I love the intro riff. Again, the layered vocals in the chorus sound great. Black and White's a good tune. Look My Way is a good tune. Lonely Too Long, another great song. Finishes with a cover of the sensational Alex Harvey Band's Midnight Moses, which again just sounds amazing. The performances from everyone are fantastic. All the songs are great, and an album that just does never get talked about. But it's absolutely brilliant. And if hard rock, glam metal is your thing and you've never heard this, I just cannot tell you enough how much you need to go out and listen to it. It's absolutely fantastic. Britney Fox's Bite Down Hard from 1991, totally underrated, very underappreciated, and it definitely needs to have a light shined on it because it needs a much more love as far as I'm concerned. Great stuff from Britney Fox there. Bite Down Hard from 1991. Going to go back to 1987 now for some thrash. And here's Exodus and their second full-length album, Pleasures of the Flesh, which for me doesn't get talked about anywhere near as much as other stuff in their discography. Don't get me wrong, it's not as good as the other albums out there, like, say, Fabulous Disaster, the debut, but for me, definitely a good album. I won't lie, when I first heard it, I was quite disappointed by it, but I really do enjoy it now. The drum sound on this record is not the best, but that's the only thing I can really knock about it. For me, an album that definitely doesn't get a lot of recognition, but there's a lot of good tunes on it. It's got to be said. Let's just take it out of the sleeve here to have a look. Apart from the completely pointless intro where someone's talking about having a salad, it's a really good album. That intro should just go straight in the bin and stay there. It's absolutely pointless. But Till Death Do Us Part is a great tune. Derange, the first track, got some great riffing throughout. Brain Dead, another really, really good song. Pleasure of the Flesh, the title track is excellent. Seeds of Hate, you've got a instrumental here, 30 seconds, which is basically a guitar instrumental. Again, doesn't really need to be there, but it's okay. Chemical's another great tune. Choose Your Weapon. First album features Steve Zetro Souza on the vocals. He replaced Paul Bailoff, of course. Yeah, good album. Definitely flies under the radar. It's got a lot of good riffs on it. Solos are good. Tom Hunting's drums are, as always, superb. But an album with a lot of good songs in it. But yeah, very much doesn't really get talked about too much compared to the others. And for me, it's underrated and definitely deserves a bit more love. Exodus is Pleasures from the Flesh from 1987. Pleasures of the Flesh, sorry, is a really good album. Going back to 85 now, and here's Fly on the Wall from AC/DC. An album that when I first heard it, I won't lie, I didn't think too much of. But it's once again a case of repeated listens reap rewards. And I went back to this years later. It was when I actually bought this at a record fair. I had it on CD and I wasn't bothered about getting the vinyl. And I went to a record fair once, someone was selling it, so I picked it up, stuck it on the turntable and I got home. When I dropped the needle down the side A, thought to myself once I got to the end, why did I not used to like this album? It's really, really good, apart from one song, which is actually the lead single, Danger, which is an absolute piece of shit. And why that was chosen as a lead single, I never know, because it's easily the worst song on this album. If there's one thing I would critique about it, is that Brian Johnson's vocals are quite up high in the mix. They could do with coming down a touch. They're a little bit overpowering in places, but as far as the end of the day, as far as the songs go, they're superb. Title track, first song is really, really good. Shake Your Foundations, which is a single, is amazing. First Blood, I love some of the riffing in that. It's really good, really good. Danger, like I say, can get in the bin. Terrible song. Sing the Ping, though, another single, another great track. Great chorus, easy to sing along to. Side 2, Playing with Girls, is fantastic. Stand Up, there's some really great harmonised guitar riffing in that, which is very catchy, really sticks out in the memory. Hell or High Water is a great tune. Back in Business, and then Send for the Man, an underrated album as far as AC/DC is concerned. You think about albums like Highway to Hell and Back in Black, which, don't get me wrong, are better, get talked about all the time, but for me, Fly on the Wall definitely doesn't sort of get talked about anywhere near as much as it should. Like I say, Brian Johnson's vocals are a little bit overpowering, but the songs are good, and that is the most important thing at the end of the day. And there's plenty here for me to enjoy, and one of those albums I look back on, I can't believe that I didn't used to have that much time for it, because I absolutely love it now. AC/DC's Fly on the Wall from 85, good album. Definitely a little bit underrated. Let's have a quick drink. Up next, a band that everyone loves, but an album that a lot of people don't love. So we're heading back to over here in the UK, and here's Motorhead's Another Perfect Day from 1983. This features Rob Robertson from formerly of Thin Lizzy on the guitar. And a lot of people were not a fan of him being in the band. And I've read reports as well. A lot of people saying that didn't like him at the time because he had short hair. It's crazy to think that such a stupid thing would put people off of a band back at the time. But then back in Back in 1983 in metal, no one really had short hair. I mean, it's not uncommon at all anymore. But yeah, really good album. Very underrated, I think. This actually features one of my favourite Motorhead songs across their entire discography. You still got Lemmy here and Phil Taylor, of course. And I like Rob's guitar work on this. I think it's decent. Kicks off with Back at the Funny Farm, which is a decent opener. Shine track 2 is really good. But then you get to track 3, Dancing on Your Grave. It's one of my favourite Motorhead songs. I love the guitar work. The melodies sound really nice. Great chorus. Lemmy sounding really good. Very catchy. Great tune. Rocket track 4 is good. One Track Mind. That's a decent tune as well. Title track's good. Marching Off to War. I Got Mine. That's a really good tune. I love that one a lot. Tales of Glory. Ends with Die You Bastard. Yeah, for some reason a lot of people don't like this, and I just don't understand why. It's a really, really good album. Is it as good as the stuff that come before it? No, but it certainly doesn't deserve to sort of kind of be ignored a lot of the time. For me, Another Perfect Day from Motorhead from 1983 is really, really good stuff, and I don't understand why it's disliked so much. Going to go back over to American out and to Florida for some death metal. Now, I showed an album from this band in part 1, and this one as well deserves to be talked about more. This is one of those bands, a bit like Annihilator, where everyone talks about the first 2 albums, but doesn't talk as much as I should do about some of the other stuff in their discography. It's Deicide, Once Upon the Cross from 1995. There was no bad songs on this album. It's a 10 out of 10 album. Fantastic stuff. We've only got 9 songs here and gets the job done. The album's over and done within about 30-35 minutes. And it's just fantastic. The production's amazing. I'm pretty sure this was done at Morrisound with Scott Burns, so that'll be why it sounds great. Fantastic stuff. The Hoffman Brothers sound amazing. The guitar riffs on this are amazing throughout. Solos are great. Of course, Steve Ashine's drums are fantastic. And Glenn Benton, as always, sounds incredible. His demonics vocals are just fantastic. The high shrieks, the deep lows are excellent. And just an album with no bad songs on it. Excellent, excellent stuff. Starts with the title track, which is a really good tune. Christ and I'd love the riff throughout that entire song. When Satan Rules His World is a great track. Really strong chorus. Kill the Christian, really, really brutal stuff. Again, very catchy chorus. Glenn's vocals in that are just absolutely amazing. Closes out with Trickle Betrayed, good tune. Side 2 starts off with They Are the Children of the Underworld, which is one of my favourite death metal songs. Very, very catchy. Brilliant riffs throughout the entire song. Catchy riffing. Great chorus. Excellent song. To Be Dead, great tune again. Ends with Confessional Rape, another song with great lyrics in it. Great chorus, great vocals. Just everything about it is fantastic. Like I say, the production's amazing. All the songs are great. Everyone's performances are really good. Solos are fantastic. Once Upon the Cross from 1995 flies a little bit under the radar. It definitely gets its love, but as far as I'm concerned, definitely deserves more love. Just a fantastic album from Deicide. Excellent, excellent stuff. Great death metal from Florida. Going to stick with American album. We'll go over to Seattle for some grunge. To 1993, and it's Pearl Jam and their second full-length album, Versus. When it comes to the VC, I only ever see people show Pearl Jam talk about their debut, and they don't talk about anything else. For me, this is as strong as a debut, but still really, really good stuff. And I listened to this album constantly when I had the cassette back in 1993. Just an amazing album with loads of great songs on. Great vocals from Eddie Vedder. The drums from Dave Abruzzese are fantastic. And of course, the bass from Jeff Hammond and the guitars from Stone Gossard and Mike McCready is fantastic. An album that's got no bad songs on it at all. The opener, Go, I had that 12-inch single back in 93 and listened to it constantly. Great chorus. Got Animal up next, which is a good tune. Daughter, a little bit more acoustic based, and I really like the sound of the acoustic guitars on that. They sound great. A nice chill track, great chorus, very catchy. Glorified G is a track that's got some excellent guitar riffs in it and another great chorus. Dissident, that was another great tune. I love the melody guitar in that. Track 2, side 2, the first song, Blood, is fantastic. Rearview Mirror, another song with great lyrics in it and really, really good guitar playing. Elderly Woman Behind a Counter in a Small Town is again another one of those ones that's more acoustic based, which I really like. You got Leash towards the end, which is a really energetic song with a great chorus, and ends with Indifference. Good song. Verses for me definitely doesn't get as much love as it should. An album that I absolutely loved back in the day and still love now. Pearl Jam Versus, their second full-length album from 1993, is an excellent album. Sticking with the States, going down to the Sunset Strip or LA, and there's Rat and Detonator from 1990, their fifth full-length album, which for me really flies under the radar. This is actually my second favourite Rat album. I prefer this over Invasion of Your Privacy and Dance on the Cover and stuff like that. They're still good albums, but for me this one is an absolute beast. Kicks off with Shame, 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 which is a good opener, but not my favourite on the album, it has to be said. Then you've got Loving You's a Dirty Job, which is a single, which is a great tune. Love Piercy's vocals in that. Scratch That Itch is a good tune. One Step Away, which is a ballad. Power ballad, excellent power ballad, great chorus. Piercy's vocals are excellent. The harmonies sound fantastic. Hard Time closes outside a great tune. But for me, side 2 is where it's really at with this record. Heads I Win, Tails You Lose has John Bon Jovi doing some backup vocals in the choruses. Great tune. All or Nothing, good song. But then we get to the last 3, which are probably some of the best stuff on this. Can't Wait on Love is an up-tempo rocker with some amazing guitar work and a great chorus. Piercy sounds amazing. Another great ballad, Giving Yourself Away. Again, Piercy sounding really good with the vocals. And it ends with Top Secret, a fantastic up-tempo song with great riffs. And again, another great chorus. The guitar work from Warren DeMartini. And Robin Crosby is absolutely phenomenal. This was the last thing that Robin played on before unfortunately, his addictions got the better of him. Great guitar player, much missed as well. Rest in peace, Robin. Juan Crocier on the bass, Bobby Blotzer on the drums, holding the rhythm together really nicely. Rhythm section's great. And Piercy's vocals, never the best singer, but I like his style. Rat's Detonator from 1990, the fifth full-length LP, is excellent stuff. Flies under the radar, that one a bit for me, definitely. Sticking with the death metal again, and we're going back to Florida. For Morbid Angel's Formula's Fatal to the Flesh from 1998, the first album to not feature David Vincent on the vocals, and this is an underrated masterpiece as far as I'm concerned. Doesn't get talked about anywhere near as much as some of their earlier work, and it's absolutely fantastic. You've still got Trey here and Pete Sandoval. Steve Tucker comes in for bass and vocals and does a fantastic job. Superb album. Side A, the first 3 tracks, Heaving Earth, Prayer of Hatred, and Bill Earth Sag. Just fantastic stuff. Guitar riffs all over the shop. Hellspawn the Rebirth, Covenant of Death, Hymn to a Gas Giant. Nothing Is Not. Chambers of Dis. Incantation of the Continual One. Ends with Trooper. Just an amazing album, technically amazing. The compositions are absolutely fantastic, really interesting to listen to. They're not just sort of following a formula head. You've got all sorts going on. It's quite progressive in some terms, really. And the musical performances from everyone are absolutely amazing. Pete Sandoval's drums, of course, are amazing. One of the best drummers in death metal. Trey's guitar work across the entire album is fantastic, whether it's really sort of intricate riffing or solos. And Steve Tucker does a great job on the bass and the vocals. If you're one of those Morbid Angel fans who ignores this era just because Dave Vincent's not here, then take the blinkers off. Listen to this album because you're missing out. It's fantastic. Some excellent technical death metal from Morbid Angel, which definitely gets overlooked. Formula's Fatal to the Flesh from 1998 is superb. Check out if you've not heard it. I'm going to finish with some thrash metal from a band that we all know and love. And for me, this is the last really, truly great thrash metal album of the 20th century. Absolutely phenomenal stuff. And it's Testament and The Gathering from 1999. So check out this lineup. You've still got Eric Peterson, you've still got Chuck Billy, Steve Giorgio coming in to play the bass, James Murphy on the lead guitar, and Dave Lombard on the drums. How can you go wrong? I got this on CD when it first came out, and coincidentally, I much prefer the original artwork that's on the CD to this. This is fine, but the original artwork is better. And they came back after a bit of a misstep in my eyes with Demonic, and absolutely delivered an amazing thrash metal album. It is back to front, I should say, with great riffs, great guitar solos, of course, from James Murphy. Chuck Billy sounding great on the vocals. And of course, Steve DiGiorgio's bass playing and Dave Lombardo's drums are absolutely amazing. Just an absolutely fantastic album that if you've not heard it, for some reason, you're into thrash, you have got to listen to this. You won't be disappointed. The opening track, Do Not Resuscitate DNR, is really, really good. Down for Life, track 2 is amazing. I love some of the guitar work in that. Really, really good stuff. Great chorus. Eyes of Wrath is a great tune. True Believer, another great track. 3 Days of Darkness, Legion of the Dead. That side A is all killer stuff. And side B, you've got stuff like Riding the Snake, Allegiance, which is a great tune. Sewn Shut Eyes, love the chorus in that. Very strong, very catchy. And then the last track, Fall of Cycle Down. It's got some amazing riffs in it. Chuck's vocals are great. Dave Lombardo's drums are amazing. The musical performances from everyone are outstanding. Chuck's vocals are amazing. There's no bad songs on this. It's an absolutely fantastic album. And, you know, if you stop to listen to thrash back in the early 90s when it fell out of favour and you've not heard this, I cannot recommend enough for you to give it a listen. It's just great. The rhythm section, of course, is amazing. How can it not be with Steve and Dave Lombardo there? James Murphy, of course, on the guitar is great. The solos are great. And Eric Peterson's rhythm work is, as always, amazing. No bad songs. A fantastic album. Doesn't get talked about enough, in my opinion. And it's just brilliant. Testament to Gathering from 1999. The last truly great thrash metal album of the 20th century. An absolute beast. And I love this album. It's excellent stuff. Loved it from day one. Still love it now. So there we go, guys. 10 underrated albums in my collection, part 2, done and dusted. Hope you enjoyed that, as per usual. Get in the comments section. Let me know what you think about the albums that I chose here. Are you familiar with any of them? Let me know what you think about them. Let me know if you think they're underrated or not. Always love chatting to you guys in the comments. So I should be back next week. I've had a bit of a busy week on YouTube, but I wanted to get those contest entries done for Dave and Sean because they're great guys whose channels definitely deserve more recognition. So I'll be back to the usual, one video a week. So as always, I'll just see you next week. So until then, cheers, take care, and I'll see you later.